And gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the No Pyro podcast. I just went dark as if The Undertaker were appearing in this match. My name is Total Mac, aka TB, and there I am again. TBD Mac, aka Sick Flair in the building, as always. Join with me, of course, two of my esteemed hosts. One to my right, if you're looking on YouTube, Swervy Lee, right bottom, aka Two Sub Swerve, aka Swervy Atmos, aka uh, Yoko Tuna, aka y'all better hurry this up.
The heck is
What's good with
in
it?
his background?
I
Anyways,
don't know.
welcome back, folks. Ready for to review this show and let everybody know how we go.
Big facts. The anchor, last but not least, of course, also joining us. His name is No Chill Drew, aka EGB, aka the Applebee's Don, aka
You gotta show us, man. Come on now.
that don't sound like a prime, bro. What is that?
Just yeah.
A starry?
You ain't gotta show the front. Show the.
Yo, my man went full.
No, we're not sponsored. We're not
press
sponsored.
conference in his. Put the WWE cozy on top of the can.
Oh my god.
If we were sponsored, I'd show it, but we're not.
I'm glad that this image is like blocking my drink out partly, so you can't see what I'm drinking.
I think the listeners can tell that we're not sponsored. You don't have to say it.
Well, to help us get sponsored, if you will ever do so, please hit us up on YouTube, No Pyro Podcast, subscribe, smash that like button. Also hit us up on Twitter. I can't stand when people do that. It's like so cringe and annoying. Smash that like button right here. No videos up here, right here. It's annoying. Hit us up on Twitter as well, under the same moniker, and we'll interact, react, and shoot the shit with you.
Yeah.
Last time we were here was about a month ago. We're still running on the same program. We're reviewing, I want to say pay-per-views, but I'm going to say a premium live event that the WWE hosted in a bordering area of the United States, San Juan, Puerto Rico. This is big. Backlash, or as Cody called it, Backlash, a WrestleMania Backlash.
This is bad.
We got a lot to talk about. Yeah, I know. We got a lot to talk about. We got a little bit of AEW. We got a little bit of Raw to talk about. And everything else in between. So, No Chill Drew, did you want to do the honors and start off with WrestleMania's follow-up premium live event, Backlash?
Sure. Yeah, the first match that we had was for the Raw Women's title, featuring SmackDown's Bianca Belair and SmackDown or Raw's Io Sky. That's not confusing at all. Was it?
No, I was gonna say they have this pay-per-view to wrap things up after a draft. Is very confusing.
Which really just goes to show that no storylines are going to be progressing during this show. Bianca Belair did come out on top. She did get help. Well, she didn't get help. Damage Control came out to try and help Io Sky and did a piss poor job at it. And Bianca Belair got the pinfall victory in 18 minutes even. What did you guys think about that match?
You want to go first? Or?
Go ahead, Swerve.
This was my match of the night, all things considered. This match didn't have any kind of build to what I saw. But when they got in the ring, I don't know if you guys could remember the AJ Finn Balor match from back in the day that they had, where they had to wrestle each other last minute, where they put on like a spectacular match.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I felt watching this. I said these two, like I never really paid attention to an Io Sky match at all before, to be honest with you. I don't think she's ever really got the time to shine since she's been on, on a Raw or whatever. So when I looked at this, I said, "Damn, this was like WrestleMania quality right here. Could have made a minute in my eyes." So I give it 4.5 stars, all things considered.
Yeah, Swerve. I feel the same way. Definitely could have made it. I don't think it was my match of the night, but it was damn close. It kind of felt similar to, hey, why can't Rhea and Charlotte main event WrestleMania? This could have main evented Backlash, and I would not have been mad at all. Io Sky put on a great match. Of course, Bailey and what's her face came out with her. I'm drawing a blank. The other part of damage control. And she grabbed her hair at one spot of the match, and I thought that was pretty cool. Also loved Bailey's attire, especially the pants.
The yams.
The yams, you know what I mean? I got a question, and maybe hopefully, Drew, you've already got answers for me, and Swerve, you can chime in as well. Two things. One, is Bailey planting seeds of a damage control split breakup? Because I noticed when they came to the ring to help Io, Bailey was full throttle, like a horse with blinders, and I keep forgetting the other wrestler in damage control, her name. But
Yeah.
she kept saying no, like she didn't want to do it. And I don't know if she thought that Bailey was gonna screw up Io's shot to win. But whatever, you guys can chime on that if you want to. And then secondly, I just want to say, and I'm going to say this continuously, I'm like a bad announcer given the script by Vince McMahon on WrestleMania or WWE programming. I'm going to say it all night. The crowd was amazing this entire pay-per-view, and the crowd definitely showed up and showed out for this match. I will say, they definitely showed out in regard to booing for Bianca. And I don't know if that was real, if that was piped in. Are we getting a heel turn for Bianca? Because we haven't seen one in a while. Now that she's going over to SmackDown, I want to see how that's going to work.
I wouldn't focus too heavy on the crowd reaction because they haven't been there in 3,000 years. So you could have gave me Mansoor, and I would have cheered if I was them. Uh, so I think if the boos remain consistent with Bianca, then you have to say, all right, she's held the title for a while, and that's just the fans telling you they're ready for a change, and they can ignore it like they choose to do with John Cena and Roman Reigns, and all the other people.
Do you mind a heel turn for her, or you don't really want it?
A heel turn for her right now, until they have a credible face, I don't want to see it right yet, right this moment.
Okay.
The other young lady in damage control is Dakota Kai.
Dakota Kai, thank you.
But as far as a split,
sorry, Drew. Sorry. I'm sorry. That's what I wanted. I wanted to also mention that just to wrap it up. The split, I don't think is happening just yet, only because Bailey had Sky's name shaved in the back of her head. That's all I got.
I mean, she also had Michael Cole's name shaved in the back of her head, and she always heckles him.
Hate comes from love.
I think that they're maybe testing the waters with it. I don't think it's coming. I would give this match maybe 3 stars. It was good, but I think that a lot of it came from the crowd reaction. I think that's what made it so good. But I mean, at one point, Bianca dropped Io Sky right on her head. I don't know if that was a planned move. It didn't look like it was planned.
Hey, look, man. Backlash was a tribute night, and that spot was a tribute to my girl Nia Jax.
That's why I gave it took a point away. I didn't rate this match at all, given the crowd reaction, because I knew how it was going to be based on where they were. So this match was just me being entertained from start to finish. Yeah, and I'm usually not like that in any match.
It was a good match. I wouldn't say it was a great match in my opinion, but it was a good match.
So 3 stars, 4 stars.
4.5 for me.
4.5. I'll go 4.
I guess you're going to take a point away, but give it 4.5.
I said half a point. What time to say half a point?
That's what I said. I mean, that's what I meant to say. I mean, you heard me.
All right.
Whatever. It's my match of the night.
Well, next up, I don't know who's giving this match of the night, but it's Seth freaking Rollins taking on Omos with MVP. Omos, of course, is a wrestling clinic. Seth Rollins gets the win. I don't know. The only thing that really stood out to me in this match was when he blocked the stomp by just like no selling it. It is an Omos match. That it is what it is. 2 stars for me.
Was this the best Omos match you've seen?
I don't even know. He's had like a couple decent matches with Lashley when it's power against power, but with Rollins, I mean, you'd expect Rollins to just be bumping all around for him, and he was for the most part, but I don't know. It didn't look great in my opinion. But that's just maybe I'm just an Omos hater.
This is Omos' third, high profile loss. Where does he go from here? Performance Center or what? What are we doing?
I will say, kind of back things up for just a little bit. I was watching a premium live event live, and there was a spot that happened with Savio Vega and Bad Bunny. So I'm texting Swerve, and he goes, "No spoilers." So then I said something to the tune of, because Omos and Seth was next, I go, "You can't really spoil this. You know who's going to win." And it was very predictable. What I will say is
You're referring to the Omos and Seth match?
Exactly. Very predictable. What I will say to Boomerang, your question you posed just now, where does Omos go from here? I've heard that they love him after what he did in this match.
He never wins.
I disagree with the predictable only because Seth is a person who's very comfortable losing, and he's lost a lot, and he seems to stay in that spotlight.
So why in this spot where he's going to be a viable, proponent or option for the championship, lose in a meaningless match against Omos, who has nothing to gain for beating Seth? Storyline wise.
Well, and no one has nothing to gain from that match, storyline wise.
But I mean, Omos has lost the last, 2-3 matches that are high profile and pay-per-view?
Yeah.
I mean, at some point, you got to give this guy a win.
And
Otherwise, what are we doing?
You want to know something?
What?
This is Omos's longest match since he's been on the main card.
Thought you were going to say this is Jeopardy.
No. 10 minutes. This is his longest match.
Like, I get that you make him look like he's a monster, and he looks like a monster. He looks like he'd be unstoppable. But when he's always losing, where's the fear? Like,
he has to disappear and come back. He has to do the big cast workout and come back. That's what he has to do.
Well, look, the potential is there. I mean, look, I am in Omos's corner, and here's why. Because at the start of the match, when Seth, I hate it, and he did knock Seth out with a boot. Look, if I had a boot on and I was in San Juan, Puerto Rico, in that square circle with Seth, I would have done the same thing. I hate it. I'm tired of it. I'm ready for a heel turn for Seth. It's so annoying. They stopped it because he kicked them. They picked it back up again. Was
that boot from behind? I couldn't recall.
I think so.
Yeah, behind, like diagonal, like on the side, kind of.
And that doesn't help Omos.
But when is the last time you've met a jovial giant?
A guy that big shouldn't be attacking from behind. That's all I'm saying.
It's a heel move, bro. It's an easy.
I understand, but he's big.
I don't even know what was from behind. I think that Rollins might have turned around and he might have kicked him. But, I mean, if you want to make him look like a legitimate, scary giant, have him kick him in the head and beat him right there.
Giant Gonzalez would never attack you from behind.
In like 3 seconds.
Here's the next step for Omos. He's going to crush.
Drew? I don't think Drew heard me.
No.
Right.
I said Giant Gonzalez would never attack you from behind.
I think he actually did a few times.
Whoa. Omos can be like a Kalisto crusher. Put him in matches with guys that are 5'8" and under and have him win. Other than that, I mean, he's a guy who won't have a strap on him. Pause. I mean, he's a giant. That's just what he is. Unfortunately.
Well, he's about 40. He'll start crushing it. Anyway, what's the next match?
Next match we have is Triple Threat. Austin Theory defending the the United States Championship against Bobby Lashley and Bronson Reed.
Now, this was very predictable.
Yeah, that's what I have in my notes. I do like that Austin Theory. It's a light love that he's a cowardly heel, but I really feel like they screwed up his program because he should have been letting everybody know, hey, I beat John Cena at WrestleMania. He should have been doing that the moment that 3 count hit, and they're still not doing that. I don't know if it's too late to go back and bring it up. But that's where I think they're kind of failing him, or if he's bringing ideas to the table, he's failing himself. But I just feel like him taking the coward's way out. I mean, whatever. I don't know what his next move is either after the United States Championship run that he's having. So we'll see.
I gave this a little bit more thought, right? And I put some of the blame on the timing of this match. Not this match here, but the one when he fought John Cena. There's 2 people who come to mind when I think about people who brag about beating somebody big. One of them, the first one is Jericho. He never let a day go by letting you know that he beat Rock and Austin the same night. Still talk about that to this day if you ask him. And the second person is Miz when he beat John Cena when he was more prime. Miz also very good at that, right? So I blame John Cena a little bit for his stock being down when this match took place.
Great value John Cena against Austin Theory. Is that what you're telling me?
What'd you say?
Great value John Cena versus Austin Theory.
Yeah, it might be. You know what I'm saying? If he would have just did this a little bit sooner, and then Austin Theory still has to do his part. He's not bragging enough, like you said. So I do agree with that. But
I feel like a big problem with this is you have the writing staff kind of like flip-flopping. Right now it's going back to Triple H, and because you have different writers doing different things, he's lost in the shuffle. It almost feels like nobody's writing like, hey, we need to push him by bragging about John Cena. We have to worry about the draft. We have to worry about Triple H taking over writing over Vince. We have to worry about where champions are going, how to get titles over. And it's almost like Austin Theory's fallen in the cracks, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, he is going to be on SmackDown now, right?
I believe so.
So maybe they're trying to push him because, look, SmackDown is the A show. I feel like with this draft, they're trying to make Raw be the A show, if that makes sense. But you put him on a more prominent brand, the blue brand, and you have him face higher quality talent, and you have him put on a 4 or 5-star match, and hopefully that adds, creditation to who he is as a character on SmackDown that they're trying to create. But I saw a tweet the other day, they were running off the names that he beat during his run. I mean, it was a decent list, but the way he wins the matches, I mean, aside from the Cena clean one, nothing stood out to me.
Well, if you don't know how he won them, if you just look at the list, how does it look? If you don't have the context.
Well, I mean, I do have the context.
I know, but
you didn't.
If I were like, if somebody said, "Yo, watch Austin Theory," and then I saw that tweet, like who he beat, I wouldn't be mad at it. I'd be like, all right, he beat him. Okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah, if somebody just said like, "Hey, check out this guy. He beat Cena. He beat Lashley. He beat XYZ."
Seth, okay. Pin him, but
it doesn't matter. He beat him in a match. It doesn't matter that he didn't pin him. He beat Bobby Lashley in this match.
So before we move on to the next match, Drew, I got a question for you because you talked about the writers going back and forth with AT. Is he still in the eyes of Vince? I don't know how much those eyes matter nowadays, but is he still the golden goose? And if so, can or has Vince convinced Triple H and Khan that he is that, and they're going to try to push him, or what do you think?
Here's the problem. Even if he is, let's say he is. Let's say Vince has kind of said, "Hey, this guy, he's going places. He's on SmackDown." When you think of SmackDown, who's the biggest star on SmackDown?
Wow.
There's a glass ceiling. It doesn't matter what Vince says.
I personally, this is the last thing I'll say on Austin Theory. I think that he should brag a lot more about beating John Cena, and that needs to lead to another match with him and John Cena. However, John Cena needs to put his career on the line this time, and Austin Theory needs to take him out.
Ooh.
That needs to be the end of John Cena.
But I
SummerSlam?
don't know if the company
No,
will
WrestleMania.
pull that trigger.
WrestleMania. I don't end careers at SummerSlam.
Why are you so opposed to it? I mean, look.
I mean, it's the second biggest show, but don't end careers at SummerSlam. Send me out of WrestleMania.
Look, listen, the Kentucky Derby was over the weekend. I found out they sent them to the glue factory a day later. We don't need to prolong this John Cena, commencement any longer than it needs to be. You got the summer, bro.
He's not here. He could just, talk his stuff, keep, putting that bug in your ear, doing the one-sided promo, like John Cena did for Rock. And then when it's time,
guess what, Milwaukee?
John
John Cena's not here today.
Yeah,
but I am.
Yeah, just do that, and then when the time gets near, have him put his career on the line. That's all. John Cena's got to go out at some point. Why not Austin Theory?
I hear you. Drew, any last words?
No, I'm not sure if they're willing to pull the trigger on that. I don't know if the company would really be comfortable saying, yeah, John Cena's going to retire, because they like to have those aces in their pocket, especially the nostalgia ones, to pull out every now and then. I don't think it's happening.
Drew, come on. This is just for namesake. We know this doesn't matter. He can easily Ric Flair his way back in.
Yeah.
I mean, even the one person I thought would never come back from retirement was the only person I thought was Shawn Michaels, and he did it. And it was a mistake, but he did it.
Twice.
Are we good to go on the next match then?
What do we got next?
Next match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Rhea Ripley taking on Zelina Vega.
Now, this is where your crowd support comment comes into play, Drew.
Yes.
This is all crowd right here.
Not necessarily. I like this match.
You give it 4? You give it 5 stars? Let's hear it.
I mean, look at the background. I thought Zelina Vega put on a good show, especially for somebody who's not always in the ring. Somebody who put on a somewhat believable match against Rhea Ripley. We all knew what was going to happen. Rhea's not losing the title in a month. But I thought the match...
She had Puerto Rico on her back. She let him down.
And I mean, Trump threw towels at him. So, I mean, what does that really mean?
Let me paint the picture. Triple H and Zelina are in Gorilla. Action. Hey, Zelina. Before you get out there, just want you to know something. We value you as a WWE superstar. And yes, I know you're out there fighting and you're going to lose, but you're doing it in front of your home crowd. Now, pause. This is me putting my hand on Zelina's shoulder so you can really feel the words that are about to come out of my mouth. The shoulder massage, the eye contact, it's all important. It's all Triple H. Action.
Okay, so...
What are you doing? Cutting me off? I'm in the middle of a bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
I'm almost done. Shoulder massage, eye contact. Zelina, you go out there and you put on a show. You do it for those people out there. They love you. You hear them, they're ready. This is all gassing her up. This is her moment. Again, this is like, I don't want to besmirch what Backlash was as a PLE, but this is just like when you have a Raw reunion show. People are coming back because the fans want to see them. Of course, the crowd wants to see Zelina. They want to see everybody else that came out from the home country. They want to hear things because it's been 18 years. That's really what it was. That's your crowd participation. That's, hey, I can feel good with this loss, even before the match even happens.
I don't think the loss was stressed here at all. She was more nervous about making sure she didn't mess up in front of her home crowd.
And her father.
Yeah. So she was very emotional, and she just wanted to put on a good show. I don't think they're like, hey, you're a loser, but put on a great show. I think they're just sending you out there saying, put on the best performance of your life. This is your opportunity.
Well, yeah, I mean that's exactly what I mean.
I don't think her father was there.
She went.
No.
She hugged somebody in the audience. I think. I don't know.
No, I'm just saying she wanted to wrestle for her father.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I'm pretty sure he died in 9/11.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't there. No.
Aleister Black wasn't there either. Let's talk about it.
So listen, if you're a WWE superstar and you're employed by this company, you know two things are gonna happen. Number one, you're going to get fucked over on your Twitch sales and your revenue streaming. And number two, they're going to humiliate you in front of your hometown. Anytime they went to Oklahoma, it's like, okay, JR, guess what?
Bring up that barbecue sauce, baby.
You're kissing someone's ass. I don't know who it is. It's happening. You know, anytime they rolled up to like England and you see William Regal show up to the arena and Vince is just like, guess who's dressing up like the Queen today?
He's a special case.
That's not everybody though, because if The Rock was in Miami, he would get embarrassed. Or if Cena was in Boston, he wouldn't get embarrassed.
I'm pretty sure Edge slapped the shit out of Cena's father in Boston.
That was his dad. It wasn't Cena.
If somebody slaps your father and then you take an L in the ring, like that's pretty embarrassing.
He took an L that night?
And let's not forget, we're talking two different regimes here. So you gotta let that Vince, you gotta let it go.
No, Triple H stuff took place on Monday. That started on Monday. This is still Vince. Vince is gonna get his nut.
William Regal's not a good example because he takes an L in every town.
Vince didn't put the show on, bro. I'm not hearing that.
Is that why Austin Theory beat like two big guys?
I don't know who told you that he did this. This is not his doing. This is too flash forward for Vince. Not a chance.
Anywho, I'm gonna give this match 4 stars.
He's doing that just to piss me off.
Of course he is.
But go ahead.
I'll let you finish it, Swerve, because just like the Seth and Austin Theory match, I was still outside. I went to go to Sonic to go grab me a sweet drink and a pretzel, and that line was very long. That line was very long, so I missed 3 matches. This is one of them, and I don't think I need to go back and watch it because, look, I saw the tears when I came back home. That's all I need to see.
I enjoy the storytelling. I'm sorry. Call me a simp.
Swerve, are you frozen?
No, I pulled up what's the name right. I pulled up the this webpage right quick.
I will say I do like the LWO versus Damage Control stuff. That's been nice, and to see Rhea and Zelina, wrestle, and most importantly, regardless of the storyline, put on a good match. I'm not mad at that.
He was like a 77, man. I know it wasn't gonna work out.
You can tell, like when you watch this, like you knew there wasn't gonna be any title changes. Again, this felt like a Jetta show more than anything.
Oh yeah, I wasn't expecting no title change here.
No thoughts on the match?
2 stars.
Let's move on.
All right. Well, next we have the San Juan Street Fight. Bad Bunny taking on Damian Priest.
The co-main event.
Actually, it was 2 for the main event. Or were they saying that all 3 of them were co-main events?
No,
they was just saying this one was a double main event.
Yeah, this was the main event of the first half of the pay-per-view, and the Cody and Brock was the second main event of the rest of the pay-per-view.
Fuck.
You might be right. This might be Vince.
This definitely feels like at some point Bad Bunny had in his contract that he had to main event in Puerto Rico. So they're like, okay, well, this is a main event match.
Oh,
Even
like
though
the
it's a
Kiss
fifth match on
situation.
the card.
Like the Kiss situation. That's how they played him.
Before we get into the match, I do want to talk, and I'm pretty sure you guys will echo these sentiments. Again, the crowd. The crowd was fire. They were on fire for this when he came out. We even got, which I prefer more so than those fake animatronics or whatever they use at the beginning of matches. They use drones. And we got a nice aerial view of the crowd in Puerto Rico. And I don't know what song he came out to, but it wasn't Booker T. And the crowd was loving it. And I'm not going to lie, this was the first time that I popped during this match. And I loved it.
Let me ask you
What,
this.
from entrance?
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
Bad Bunny the best celebrity to wrestle in WWE?
Your question
I
should
gotta,
be...
I gotta say no.
Who's better?
I thought it was him before Logan Paul came.
I feel like he does the nuances a lot better. Like
But
selling.
look at the matches Logan Paul is trusted in. Look at what Bad Buddy's trusted
I
in.
mean,
All these
yeah, sure, he's
shenanigans.
trusted in it, and he does
all
a
his
lot
help.
of great moves, but I don't know so much about his selling and like staying down and like acting hurt and selling his opponent's moves instead of just doing the flashy shit. Yeah, Logan Paul can pull off great moves, but as far as
He
like
was
staying
seconds
down,
away from beating Roman Reigns.
so was Sami Zayn.
Wow, that's your boy that you doing that on right now.
I'm afraid to say this, bro. You're gonna dig yourself a very deep hole here. I think you should just back away.
I'm not digging myself in nothing because they showed you what they think about both of those guys based off the matches they're in. But y'all go off.
No, the ultimate defensive phrase. Go on. I will say this. Here's where I can kind of see where you're coming from. If I'm looking at these two, Logan and Bad Bunny, Logan looks like the stereotypical wrestler, or
He looks like Jindrak / O'Hare.
he looks like he belongs there. He does. The moveset, the mic work, the build. He looks like he belongs there. And Bad Bunny doesn't. And maybe that's why I give the edge to Money, because he looks like he's having more fun. He looks like he interacts with the crowd a lot better. He looks like it's coming from a more genuine space versus I'm here to just collect a check.
But you like people who dial it in. You're a huge Brock fan.
Not this version.
All right, sure.
Well, listen, man. Y'all gotta let stuff go, man. Like this is years in the making with this Brock stuff. Gotta let it go. Anyway, Bad Bunny has proven to me, and I'm just going to my diatribe about the match, that he can handle very good spots. Do I want to see him versus Roman Reigns? Of course not. That
Why
I don't
not?
want to see.
Why not? I thought he was the better one.
That doesn't mean he needs to fight the best in the company. Like
But
he's got Bad Bunny has a ceiling.
somebody pull up the definition of better because I don't know what
Bad Bunny
what you
has
guys.
And for the fact that you sit here and say Logan Paul almost beat Roman Reigns in a few seconds, listen, bro. Come on, man. You're not that gullible.
So you wasn't sitting there with me talking about, for a second I thought he was legitimately was gonna take it away from him. You wasn't saying that? That wasn't you?
I did, but here's the thing. Retrospect is a show that came on ABC at 10 o'clock on Fridays.
Okay.
2020. And now, after looking back at it, did I think that he would beat Roman? No. I was more surprised that they were going to make it look like he could beat Roman. Because in my eyes, if that happened, which it did, that kind of shit's on Roman.
So, if your only judgment on how good a celebrity wrestler is how close they come to winning a championship, then Swerve, I'm assuming you think David Arquette is the best celebrity to wrestle in a ring.
I'm just talking about the Roman match because that's the highest profile one he's been in. He's been in other ones.
It doesn't even matter.
Like I
about the
said,
high
I'm
profile
not
matches.
saying Bad
How
Bunny's
is he in
way
the
down
ring?
here. I'm just saying he's second to the Logan. That's all I'm saying. We can move past it and get to, you know.
2 Logan matches are better than Bad Bunny's 2.
You said 2? Oh, you said which 2?
Bad Bunny only had 2 matches, right?
I think he had more.
He
Because
tagged
in
with
the Royal
Damian
Rumble,
Priest.
he wrestled that tag match against Miz and I forget who Miz's partner was when he teamed with Damian Priest.
Yeah.
And then he wrestled this match. I think he wrestled in like 3 matches.
Didn't he have a singles match before this?
Against Miz, possibly.
Yeah, so I think they're like 3-3, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, and Bad Bunny was in the Royal Rumble as well last year.
Look, man, if Logan Paul can sell as many records as Bad Bunny can.
So now all right, let's move on to the next match.
Listen, neither of these guys are Elias, okay? Neither of these guys are Elias. All I'm saying is nobody trusts Logan Paul to give them a Canadian destroyer, but they trust Bad Bunny to do it, so.
Listen, I enjoyed every moment. Again, I popped all throughout this match. I enjoyed it. I'm going to say 2 things, and then I'm done. 1, 5-star match. I was staring at your face, where
oh God.
The disbelief is taking me right now.
I need to see your criteria.
5-star match. I won't get into all of that. But secondly, I want to say how great of a partner Damian Priest is. My God. He really put on that night. And I mean, kudos to him for carrying that match. And I want it to be known because every time he's wrestling, they bill him as this wrestler from New York. He's from New York City. He's from New York City. That man got stomping grounds in Puerto Rico. And that match was just as big for him as it was for Bunny. And I'm glad that was seen throughout the match. Kudos to Damian Priest.
Yeah.
Now, I want to ask you something before I give my rating. Do you spit in the face of people who do not want to be cool?
I do. Man.
Carlito looks like he can still go. But I'm giving it 5 stars as well. This is my match of the night.
All right.
Let's hear about your 2-star review.
3 stars for me. I could care less about the LWO.
Yo, the shenanigans, like you have no time for them, huh?
No, I'm good with it. It was an entertaining match, but this was just I don't get why we had it, but shout out to Damian Priest.
Drew, watch this.
If it wasn't for Rhea Ripley, he would be the leader of Judgment Day.
Very true. He needs to have a title on him pretty soon. And then this is not prisoner of the moment either. But I have a question. Swerve, you listening?
Yes, sir.
This is for you. Drew, do not answer. This is just for Swerve. Swerve, what's a better match? And if you lie, I'll know you are. Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest or Triple H versus Sting at WrestleMania. A lot of similarities.
That's not fair, bro.
I'm just saying, man.
That is not fair. Sting is like 80.
Just saying, bro.
Sting was younger. Don't get me on here defending Sting. I don't want to do that.
They copy and pasted that same match and put it right here in 2023.
I mean, I care about the WO and DX, so you know.
All right, man. Shout out to my man Savio Vega with the I don't know his finisher's move, but the name of it, but the kick. Finn Balor sold that pretty nice.
Yo, what do you look like? A mall cop? I mean, a mall security?
Paul Blart. Savio Vega's Paul Blart.
Hey, bro.
Oh man.
He still got his chops or whatever it is he was doing.
Yeah.
I might have went down and I might have went and downloaded them on 2K23.
I think he had like a circle that he couldn't step out of on the ramp where he did his chop and his kick because he's not mobile whatsoever.
No,
but
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
stayed in that hitbox.
He did. He did lift that up, and I was like, oh, okay. I respect, man. I'm sorry, I didn't understand that you were coming like this tonight. My bad.
Yeah.
Next up, we have 6-man tag match. The Bloodline taking on Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Matt Riddle. What did you guys think about this?
Listen, I would rather see Bad Bunny wrestle every week than Matt Riddle. I cannot stand him. And it's not that I don't hate him because he's not good at being a heel. He's just not good at being Matt Riddle. He serves no purpose.
He's not good at being himself.
He serves no purpose. I mean, go to OVW or something. I mean, maybe it's the gimmick. I just, the stoner surfer dude, I'm not really buying his shtick. Then they put him in this feud with Sammy and KO and Bloodline, I guess because they put him on the shelf when you were on the shelf for different reasons. I just don't really care for this dude, and I'm glad that they lost.
Well,
The greater,
he was put in that show to do what he did. I mean, in that match,
which was
take a L.
Eat that pin.
That's why
Yeah.
I took this one as semi-predictable because of the the feuding they had between the Bloodline, but everybody knew it was going to be Sikoa pinning Riddle. I mean, come on.
Well, I didn't. I was kind of surprised that they let Bloodline get a victory because they haven't been.
Why?
Because they haven't been getting victories often.
That's exactly why they had to get one. It was time. This match didn't mean anything.
With this match, with the storyline that they're telling on SmackDown, where you have Roman pissed off with the Usos and him constantly going to Sikoa being like, listen, they fuck up again, they're out. Like, get those tag belts back. And they fail to get the tag belts back. And the story they're telling is basically the Usos are being pushed out, and then all of a sudden they win. It's like that progress that they were pushing in that story got stalled. But then this Friday on SmackDown, they're just going to be pushing the same story.
Well,
where's the tag belts?
Did the Usos win or did Solo win?
What's that?
Did the Usos win or did Solo win?
I believe Solo got the pin.
So that's more of a reason to progress the push them out angle of the story.
Well, Solo win, but the answer is the Bloodline one. That's the real answer.
Yeah. I mean, do I like wrinkles in, bigger stories? I mean, yeah. Maybe I'm just a Matt Riddle hater. I don't know. I mean, whatever. I'm also I'm ready for this KO and Sammy to get out of this Bloodline situation. And I don't know when they're going to have that coronation occur. But
Omos and Riddle go take the tag belts from him.
Or, hey, better than Nicholas and Braun. But
I'm sorry.
One last line. The Samoan spike, that didn't happen. I'm ready for that to be the focal part of the Bloodline story, and I just want them to get away from KO and Sammy altogether.
So what's next for Shasta RVD?
Riddle's actually better in the game than he is on TV. I will say that.
Does he have shoes in the game?
No,
I don't think so.
Well, with them going to Raw and they had a match at Imperium, I guess that's going to be over with, although they still talked about the Bloodline, but Bloodline's on SmackDown and they're not. But they are tag team champions, so are they going to be floaters? Still a lot of things that's left to the imagination with that. I give this match 3 stars.
Yeah, that's my rating, 3 as well.
All right. Well, the last match that we have is Cody versus Brock Lesnar. Right after Vince had an edict where He did not want anyone bleeding anymore or referencing blood or showing photos of blood. Brock Lesnar looks like Carrie from, well, Carrie. Bleeding all over. I don't know if this is something where it's like, okay, one last one, and then we're done with it. But I don't know. What do you guys think about this match?
I thought Brock was bleeding, and I found that he wasn't. I'm sorry.
But it was planned.
Yeah. I wonder if during the match, if they went off script, Cody and Brock, because they were in Puerto Rico, home in the hardcore, they probably wanted some color. They got it, and they got a lot of it.
I think that they had to do that. Well, first of all, the rules don't apply to Brock, but they had to do that because of the way, because of the finish. You don't often see a main event match in that way. Usually, when a match like that status, whether it's a title or not, if it's going to end that way, they put it earlier up in the card. So
I feel like this match must have been hard for Cody to go 9 minutes and 40 seconds without referencing Dusty Rhodes once. I'm proud of him for that. I think, when we keep on talking about finishing the story, and then literally every time he opens his mouth, it's about, well, I'm Dream's kid, or, oh, my father used to be here. It's like, bro, come on. Like,
did you see when they did the draft, or he got drafted to Raw, how superstars have 3 bullet points about their career? Like, they were a triple crown champion, they were a tag team champ, they have a show, Ms. and Mrs., stuff like that. His 3rd bullet point was that he was the son of Dusty Rhodes. And I go, look, he's done more than that. Like, come on.
What? What has he done?
Intercontinental champion, tag team champion, like,
that wasn't one of them?
No.
Because again, that's what he's going for.
Legacy team member was a bullet.
I don't think that he wants to do anything that has to do with his career before he went to AEW. Because he doesn't want to address Stardust. He doesn't want to address anything like that. He's coming in and built up his star, I guess, somewhere else, and is coming in just to be a main event guy.
Here we go. 2023 Royal Rumble winner. Okay, I guess it was part of it. Has held 8 championships in WWE, and then son of late WWE Hall of Famer Dusty Rhodes.
So that one is, second one's real vague. Hell, 8 championships in WWE could have been 8 24/7 titles.
Well, that's the thing, is it sounds more prestigious than, hey, he held the Intercontinental title and a couple tag belts with Ted DiBiase, who, by the way, we're not talking about too much because he's pulling a Brett Favre.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm real shocked that he got this W, even if it was a submission turn to pin sort of thing. Don't get me wrong, I thought it was different, or something at least we haven't seen in a while. But I'm still shocked that he actually got that W. That's the biggest win of his life. I don't care what he's done.
I will say it was an interesting finish. And I know people were complaining all night about what should have main evented. I get why this did get main event status. True main event status, not one of 2. I'm not shocked that he won, because I know that maybe people's perception of Brock Lesnar being around a WWE ring nowadays is few and far in between, when in fact it's been more so recently than ever before that I can remember, other than when he was actually showing up on weekly shows. So, I mean, Cody and Brock, they're going to be at Night of Champions, and who knows what's going to happen at SummerSlam, because I think Brock's going to be there too. And I don't know how many pay-per-views we have in between Night of Champions and SummerSlam, but I think Brock's going to be around for a little bit. And I think we're going to get a true rubber match between those two at that pay-per-view. So am I shocked that Cody won?
What pay-per-view?
At SummerSlam. I think we're going to get the rubber match there.
Oh.
I don't want to say I am shocked. I thought the finish was a little flat. But if you want to tell the story the way that they want to tell it, I guess that's the way you have to end it. And for the long run, I'm okay with that.
This is like Dean Ambrose winning. Could you guys picture that?
Dean Ambrose winning what?
Beating Brock Lesnar when they fought.
Oh, you mean at was that Rumble?
WrestleMania.
I can't remember which one, but could you picture that happening at that time?
No.
Well, there you go.
Does anybody else feel like the world title that they're bringing in is basically just Cody's belt? Like, they're making that belt just for Cody because they kind of promised him world title, but at the same time, Roman's just too hot to take it off of him.
Mm-mm.
I don't feel that way.
I never felt that way when they debuted it. And you know what? I don't think it's us either. I don't think it's his either.
Who do you think is winning it then?
Somebody else looked at it, but we're not there yet. Or maybe we are. That the last match?
Yep, that was the last match.
Oh. Well, the guy behind Mac, he took a glance at the championship on Raw, if I do recall.
Somehow, some way, I think the rubber match is going to be for the world championship. Somehow, some way. And will you be? Look, okay. Look, I'm tired of people saying things like, "Man, I can't believe Brock won. Man, I can't believe Brock won. It's supposed to be Cody's time. It's supposed to be this guy's time." You say that so much to the point of, I'm not saying this should be an acceptance reaction, but it should be less surprising each time that Brock wins, right? Or am I wrong?
I'm more surprised at the L's he's taking these days, not the W's.
Brock might be in his pass the torch phase.
He has 2 matches with Lashley, 1 loss, 1 win. And he's got this where he's doing this now. I don't know if he'll have a rubber match, to be honest with you.
I definitely think so. I'd be more surprised at the fact that Cody beats him again before we get a rubber match. I'd be surprised at that.
If Cody beats him again, then I don't think we get a rubber match.
Well, no, because there's no point. It's 2-0.
Unless it's 2 of those endings, then you do get one. But yeah, I'm. It's 2 people I think will win, but neither one of them is Cody.
So, without getting into it too deep, I mean, we're not gonna have a preview show. So, SmackDown's AJ Styles, Edge, and Rey Mysterio. Who's fighting Seth at Night of Champions?
Who, as you said, is Edge, Rey Mysterio, and AJ?
Yeah.
AJ's been pretty cold. Rey Mysterio got LWO. I'm gonna give it to Edge.
Yeah.
Edge has never held the world championship before. He has, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
And yeah, Edge is super decorated, so he's not gonna get it. But I think it's a curveball, though. I don't, because I'm just gonna say that Brock wasn't in Money in the Bank and he won it. So
Isn't it 2 triple threat matches on SmackDown, or is it just 1?
There might be a
it was
second.
I forgot how they did it on Raw. I know there was 1 triple threat match on Raw, and then I can't remember how the first one went, but
Yeah,
you
12.
have the contestants that you have left are the 3 you named plus Bobby and Austin Theory, and there might be a third, so maybe there's 2 triple threat matches.
So 2 triple threats, and then the winner of the triple threats face each other to face Seth.
I'm gonna start calling him Triple Threat Theory, because that's all he do.
For real, multi-man theory. I mean, yeah. So that was Backlash. Drew, I know you have a bit of news about AEW. Let's kind of break things up and let's go there for one moment.
All right. So there was a rumor that I had seen online that within the next week or so, they will be signing an extension with their deal with Warner Discovery. 5-year deal worth around $1 billion. Now, one of the things that's really helping them out right now in their negotiations is the writer's strike, because of the fact that Time Warner and in particular TBS and TNT don't have shows filming right now. They need stuff like AEW. They're saying that this would roughly put AEW from $50 million per year that they'd be making to $100 million per year that they'd be making. Also, part of the deal is said to be putting all of their pay-per-views on HBO Max streaming. That would be a big one. Now, again, this is all rumor, but a lot of people are saying that this could become reality within the next week or so.
What's the going rate for a pay-per-view for AEW now?
$55 to $59, I believe.
So is it going to be a paywall, or is it going to be if you subscribe to HBO Max, have at it?
That I'm not sure. I would assume, since HBO doesn't really have any things that are behind a paywall, that it would be, if you're just subscribed to it, you get it.
I think it'll be like ESPN with the UFC pay-per-views.
Maybe, yeah, that could also be something.
That doesn't really sound like it fits to me, but if you think about the John Moxley matches, then I'm guessing HBO is a good fit. But other than that, yeah, I don't know.
It really helps sell the HBO Max platform, because that's also going to be rebranding as just Max in the next couple of years because of Discovery coming on. So they just want everything combined, but they're also trying to sell it.
Will they have Skinamax too?
I don't think so.
I
know that they have Showtime.
That was just joking. Don't answer that.
Well, hey, look, I mean, I've seen stuff like the Gary Shandling show, Curb, Entourage, and I keep going to the R's, and I don't see real sex at all. And I don't understand what's going on with vintage HBO here. What's going on?
Sex, take 3.
They pulled a lot of that stuff off. They pulled that off. They pulled the Bunny Ranch show off that they used to have.
There you go.
I guess they try to move away from a lot of that stuff.
Listen, man. The last time they told me I couldn't back home, guess what? I was at home. HBO, what are y'all doing? Y'all know where home is. Come on. Stop it. Be proud of that. Be proud of the backsides and the breasts and the
no taxi cab confessions?
Yeah, no TCC. I mean, like, come on, man. That's what made y'all. Go back to what y'all know.
Yeah.
But no, all seriousness, that's huge for AEW. Look, we gotta get out the comparison game. I've been guilty of it. It's been more so for jokes, but competition in this space is good. Yeah, AEW is a bit hokey for me, with dinner forks being used as torture instruments on Wednesday nights. But look, it's good that you can have an alternative, or that you can have a secondary to WWE. And if they're going to be on HBO Max, please let it be for free or included already. And you'll have another fan watching that and keeping that subscription, because it'll be worth it. So kudos to them.
What's next on the docket?
With the WWE merger that they're having with UFC, they're saying that they could be cutting up to about $50 million in layoffs within the upcoming year. A lot of that is looking to be in the office, so that shouldn't hit talent too hard. A lot of it is just the parent company seeing that WWE has people in positions that they already have. So there's no reason to be paying two people to do the same job. But that's one thing that was brought up, is that they're expecting a lot of cuts from WWE in the upcoming year.
Don't you love it when a job let a supervisor go and then that supervisor position gets swallowed up and divided into other people's responsibilities.
Oh yeah.
Sounds like that's what's happening here. Anything else on the rumor report?
Not that I saw too much.
All right. Well, let's get to Raw. We can highlight some things, and then we can move on. We've touched on the Raw, the red side, post-draft WrestleMania bracket, which it started off on Raw. Cody coming out, getting that pop. I will say, stark difference between the Puerto Rican crowd against the Jacksonville crowd. Even WWE came out and said the crowd was flat. They weren't flat for Cody because Cody, so Jacksonville, what do you want to talk about? Cut it, bro. It's over. He got 2 entrances that night, and I for sure thought that he was going to be winning his match, but he didn't. Of course, this guy right here challenged him to a match at Night of Champions, and Finn Balor ended up taking a win. And there was a little part of me that said, yo, are they going to trust Finn Balor this time and have him be the inaugural carrier of the new, which, by the way, I'm sorry, the championship looks beautiful. I was wrong. It took me about 4 or 5 glances at it. I'm falling more in love with it than I did before. But I'm like, are they going to...
He's loving the belt and he's turning on Cody all in once. Go ahead, man.
That doesn't mean I'm turning on Cody, bro. I'm just saying. I'm like, are they gonna give Finn the chance to bear this championship again for the first time? I was like,
absolutely not.
Yeah, I was like, well, let me just watch this main event and see what happens. Thank God they didn't. Seth got the victory. I mean, look, if you had to poll who does have the better odds and who's the favorite to win it, yeah, it looks like Seth. But I hope it isn't, just because I know he's gonna be more annoying with it. And you know how much I love Seth, or am I turning on him too, Swerve?
No, you never really was a Seth hater too much.
I'm not a hater of
you
anybody.
Definitely was riding Cody.
I only hate one person.
Who's that?
Max Caster. I hate. Anybody else, we good, man. I'm just working in the story.
Let me ask you something. Mm-hmm. Max Caster or Riddle?
That's like asking me who should I save? What's his face? Two-Face or old girl from Dark Knight Rises? It's a hard sell, man. I don't know. I guess I'll save Max Caster. I genuinely do not care for Matt Riddle at all. Like, he is a scrub. He's a bum. I don't care for him whatsoever. Look, maybe I'm not a fan of you not wrestling with boots. Maybe I'm not a fan of, that kind of ghostly look. Like, he's spaced out. I'm not really a fan of it. I'm sorry. I didn't care for RK Bro. I hate it. I'm good.
That is a petty nitpick of mine. I don't like wrestlers who don't wear boots or knee pads.
But guess what? You like Solo Sikoa.
I didn't say I like Solo Sikoa. That's you were on that wave right now.
You tolerate Solo, bro.
I tolerate him. Yeah, he's another Umaga light, but
If I never said, yo, I don't like Matt Riddle, and I say, yo, sorry, you like Solo? You'll go, yeah, I like him. And none of
Matt,
none of the boot not wearing would not be a factor at all.
Because see, Solo has the style that he like, just what same thing Umaga did. It fits for him, but they have like tape or something on their legs like this. The no knee pads and the no boots, like you can't give me both.
You kick your flip flops and the birds. It's like, I'm not a fan at all.
Like, if you're not gonna wear boots, don't wear boots, but don't come out with flip flops.
I don't want to make this about fashion, but like I said, he's on the game he's cool, but in the ring, I could care less.
He's got a nice moveset on the game, right? Other than that, I'm so good on Matt Riddle. Like, I thought I had a thought in my mind, but it didn't come to fruition, which was Randy showing up and then ultimately helping Matt Riddle only to RKO. And I thought that would be a nice way for Randy to come back, which I hope happens. I don't care what happens to Matt Riddle. I really don't. I mean, I don't want bodily harm or an injury or something like that, but fail another drug test, bro. Bye. We don't need you. We really don't need you.
Wow.
The guy has a mushroom tattoo on his side. I mean, that tells you everything you need to know about him.
Yeah. Raw was forgettable.
Sounds about right.
Well, you just mentioned everything that important that happened on it.
It's a 3-hour show though. That was probably like 27 minutes.
Well, that's Raw.
That was important happened on it. I'm trying to tell you.
Well, Night of Champions is in.
Your boy attacked Cody, and they're gonna continue this story, whatever story they're trying to tell.
Was the stuff around the eye? Is this makeup here?
Oh, the eye. No, it looks like a
little shiner,
legit black eye. I can't recall when he got that though.
That's why I'm
trying to. Then I looked at the match. I don't know when that happened. Like I don't think it happened when he hit the pole because that's this. So I don't know what that could be.
Yeah.
Unless he gave him 2 of these.
Also, this is not me turning on Cody, bro. Enough with the Cody Cutter. Not the Cody Cutter. The what is that movie? I mean, maybe you might have to get a new finisher, but you do it 2 or 3 times. It's
I don't know how that's not in the game, but he who did he have it on before he got attacked by Brock? It wasn't Seth. It was it Finn?
Yeah.
So he only did that to, top tier people, and now he's starting to do it to everybody. So I don't know what's happening with that, but if that's the standard, they need to either add it on the game or he need to change it because it ain't effective.
Cut it.
He never really gets to hit the third one though.
No, he gets like super kicked or something like that. Even one is like, I mean, the perfect plex is a more devastating move than that. Like, I mean, and the perfect plex by all means is just a fisherman suplex. Let's not dress it up. That was more devastating than this Cody Cutter or Crossroads. I'm just really not a fan of it. I'm kind of over it. I'm not over Cody, but I will say I can see why fans are growing just a tad bit impatient with this finish the story angle that they're doing, because I don't want to read a long ass J.J. Abrams novel. I want to get to the end of this book. I don't want to be here for 3 years trying to figure out what's next. And I feel like we're going to be here for a little bit.
Well, we've already entertained Cody too long in my eyes.
Yeah. So Night of Champions is in 2 weeks.
Wow, it's already coming up that fast.
27th.
Jesus.
Well,
Memorial Day weekend.
But that's when all of the draft stuff is supposed to be serious at that point.
Is it?
That's when they're supposed to just etch it in stone. No one's going over this show. No one's going over that show. We do have a couple of free agents. Brock Lesnar was one. And I want to say Omos was the other one. And I couldn't understand why. Why is Omos a free agent?
Well, they
because
off
7 foot tall and you can't draft that.
They played it off as part of a storyline that MVP cut a deal that nobody drafted him, so he can go to either show.
Hey, we need you to get over here and help deal with one of these other guys.
That, or I guess that's like the story you tell when you're the last one picked in T-ball. Like, oh, nobody picked me. I'm just going to be a free agent.
There's something I was going to ask you guys real quick before we get out of here, and I forgot. Oh, Drew, I feel like you would know this, but you moved the Raw Women's Champion to SmackDown and the SmackDown Women's Champion to Raw. What are we having tourneys for that too, or what's going on with that?
I'm assuming that they're just going to do what they did last time and just swap the belts. So they're just going to have like a little thing where Rhea gives her belt to Bianca, vice versa. I thought that Backlash was going to be where they just drop the belts to somebody going to that show. But yeah, I guess the only thing that would really make sense is either swapping the belts or saying this is now the SmackDown Women's title.
No, they couldn't do that. Rhea just got it, and Bianca's chasing greatness. Wasn't going to happen.
And also, another reason why it wasn't going to happen is because both of their opponents are going to the show they're going to.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought that was kind of idiotic, but you had a good thought. But, of course, it's not going to get carried out.
I mean, Bianca's chasing greatness, but so is Barry Sanders. It doesn't mean you're going to find it.
She's found it, pal. I don't know where you've been watching.
I want to give 2 shout-outs. One to Alicia Fox, who's chasing greatness. She's found it elsewhere. And secondly, to Baron Corbin, of all people, who got a healthy reaction overseas. And I don't know if this is going to start up something new for him, but it's organic. You laugh, but it's real.
The guy he needs to turn on, he just won't.
Look, for the newcomers, he is in the No Pyro Hall of Fame. So, I mean, how could you turn on him? You can't. It's in the bylaws. You just can't. When Triple H interacted with that man at the Hall of Fame ceremony, and he's hitting them with super soakers.
What he had on, a t-shirt?
They had on suits, bro. They were suited and booted.
Oh, okay.
So here's the thing about Baron Corbin. I don't think Baron Corbin is a mark for, being a top guy. I think that he is very much just I'm getting a paycheck. My spot's not in danger of just being dropped. He's happy. He seems very much like a former NFL guy who either couldn't make it or got hurt and just went into wrestling as a paycheck. This is what it is. I don't think that he's losing sleep over the fact that he's not a top guy. I think that he's very happy making his 6 to 7 figures a year and going on just doing what he does.
Yeah, maybe. Anything else you guys want to get to?
Nope.
I don't know anything else that's going on.
No, nothing. I mean, aside, the last thing I will say is Dom getting, oh my God, the heat that this kid is getting is, the heat he's getting, it could dwarf the bombs in Hiroshima. Like, oh my God.
And he's doing a really good job at it. He's very subtle with it. He's not going out and cheesing it up.
Yeah.
He knows exactly what he needs to do to get his heat.
Yeah. We're back in 2 weeks. The 33 weeks, we're back. The 31st.
So here's my question.
30th? Yeah.
With the next episode that we're doing with Night of Champions, the next night is Double or Nothing. Are we going to cover both pay-per-views? I know Swervy's already saying no. Nope. Am I frozen?
We are still recording. True.
Okay. Well, no, I was asking. I'm legitimately.
We'll handle that off air.
Okay.
If you want to find out if we're going to be back, we'll see you right here or on Twitter at No Pyro Podcast. Look us up. Again, Super Mario Smash, brother. That like button. Comment. Subscribe. We're back. We're not every week like we used to be, but we're still coming with that visceral heat. And we're bringing it. I am excited for Night of Champions in Jeddah. We've got Seth versus TBD. We've got Brock. We've got Cody. We've got some bloodline stuff. Over the past couple pay-per-views over there, boys, they've kind of been telling us that pay-per-view matters. So something big is going to happen. And I want to give you a sign language, but I won't do that because, kids are watching. But until then, my name is Total Mac. That is Swervy Lee. That is No Chill Drew. We will be back in 2-3 weeks, and hit us up on Twitter for the meantime and between time. Anything else, gentlemen?
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Deuces.